Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to my Saturday night live, and I've been doing this since 2021 November. Yeah, I think first or second week of November was my first live in this group. Anyway, so excited to see you all. I'm going to quickly do a mic test. Really, this mic test thing is. See, the day I don't do a mic test is like the audio doesn't work. It's like this mic has a life of its own. Anyway, just joking. It doesn't, but yes, it's working. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes until more of you guys join me. I hope you guys are excited about today's live. I've been thinking about what topic to do this week, and finally, I decided to do this one. Oh, hello, Becca. Hello, Dawn. Oh, thanks, Dawn. You're the best always. So good to see you after a while. All right, so I'm gonna make sure everyone gets in, and then I will start. So much has been going on, and I'm really, really happy that this live, I'm doing this live on the eve of this new moon, partial new moon eclipse in Virgo, because it's such a profound period. We are smack right in the middle of two eclipses, two major eclipses. And something about this eclipse is just mysterious, mischievous, and at the same time, it's all about reset. So that's why if you have been falling asleep, or if you have been, feeling a little wavy, or if you've been feeling that, hey, I want to sleep a little bit more, or if you feel restless or you're not able to sleep, welcome to the world of eclipses. Eclipse energies are just smack on there to reset, transform, just bring about multiple changes. So, very quickly, let's look at what to expect this week. And then we'll delve right into topic. And before that, I've got the channeling list down, so you guys know how to get into the channeling list. I don't have to say much, and I'm just going to quickly look at the comments, and then I will go deeper deeper into what to look forward to this week. All right. So, the upcoming week, I don't have to say, you guys already know, with the major eclipse and the after effects of the solar eclipse, right? So, we are moving into one of the most transformational weeks of the year. And so I'm going to do a quick weekly overview from tonight, Saturday, the 20th of September till the 28th of September. So we have a new moon in eclipse in Virgo, a partial new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, the September equinox, and multiple retrogrades all active at once. So if you have been feeling, like I mentioned earlier, if you have been feeling shaky, restless, or even strangely calm before the storm, you are exactly where the cosmos wants you to be. So let's break it down day by day for the Twin Flame Collective. For us, Divine Feminines, for our beloved Divine Masculines, and the third energy, the Union Field. So, tonight, do expect sudden shifts in love, values, and even abundance. You might find yourself attracting a lot of abundance in your life, and this time around it's just going to be natural. It's not like you intend and it comes. Not even talking about, it's more of the flow, because the third energy is more active. Things are just coming in. All right. So Venus is squaring Uranus, and with that, there is multiple shifts happening along with the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo as well. So astrologically, today is very eventful. I mean, the day before. I mean, the pre-eclipse. Actually, we are middle of right two eclipses, so it's more of pre-solar eclipse, but post lunar eclipse. So that's why today's astrological combination is pretty interesting, you know. So as we move into the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, it's happening at in the afternoon Eastern time. You know, that's when the eclipse is taking place. You will notice that this eclipse is a reset point. You know, it's a total. That's why it's the 21-9 portal, and last year we had 21-9 portal as well. But this year, why 21-9 portal is more eventful is because we have a new moon solar eclipse as well. So that's why this portal healing is very, very different to last year. So I still have 2 spots left. So if you guys are interested, do book your spot via my website and in the link in the description box as well. So it's very, very crucial, as you would be seeing. And then on the 23rd, we are having the September equinox. You know, the sun enters Libra and we finally enter Libra season. And I love the Libra season, you know. It's Virgo. If Virgo season has got all this pragmatism, practicality, Libra is all about balancing light and dark globally, you know. And then we also have Saturn in retrograde, and also Saturn is like Father Saturn has really been good with the reality checks and accountability for our beloved divine masculine. So really, it has been a tough one. That's why the visitations in the 5D and multidimensionally has increased profoundly. So if you're waking up feeling like you're just come down from the 10th dimension and then flowing into 5 and then going up to the 12 and then going to the point of the 13D where your split occurred, it's very natural and it's very, very normal. So just brace yourself, everything would be good. So, you know, the Saturn retrograde in Pisces is all about spiritual discipline. That's why if you hear about your divine masculine suddenly going for yoga retreats or going to, you know, the going to Peru or going to Bali, you know what's going on there. He's really, really, really working on himself in every external spiritual way possible. I mean, he could do it from his room, he could do it from the comfort of where he is, you know, by going for a meditation class or yoga class. But this is, so many of you guys have been telling me that's what's going on with your divine masculine. But you know, that's because of Saturn retrograde and Uranus retrograde in Gemini. You know, you might feel technical difficulties, and probably that's why my mic has been, I have to do mic tests before every recording, every live. So Uranus excuse me, Uranus in Gemini, it's about technological communication rewires and also nervous system spikes. So if one moment you are feeling really emotional, you are like missing your DM, and then the next moment you feel empowered and you feel like you can take on the world, completely normal. That's the nervous system spikes you are experiencing due to Uranus retrograde in Gemini. And then the Neptune retrograde in Aries. Oh my goodness, I've been loving the Neptune retrograde season so far. You know, it's dissolving illusions of false courage in so many ways. Like really, our divine masculines are really, really, really bucking up. You know, they are showing who they are and what they are meant to be, their purpose, their mission in so many ways. And Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, the detox of digital power stories. So that's why you might find yourself that you're basically going inward more and more, gaining guidance from your inner teacher, which I've been emphasizing in every single video. You know, always trust your internal teacher, your higher self, and God. External teachers like us are only meant to inspire your internal teacher. All right. And then and then massive healing of wounds in every aspect. You might also notice a lot of career shifts as well, both for us divine feminines and our beloved divine masculines as well. A lot of career related changes. You might realize that you're just moving with the flow. And back to the eclipse. This eclipse is about, because this eclipse is set in Virgo, it's about health, routine, purification, and service. It's South Node, meaning let's go declutter and subtract. So if you find yourself doing a lot of spring cleaning lately, or rearranging things, or moving things around, or why. So that's why for twin flames like us, this is about clearing out the signal interference in the third energy as well. So it's not only external clearing, it's internal 3D noise management as well. So not chasing, not forcing text, not really. You see, with a twin flame journey, manifestation doesn't quite align, because your higher self is already drafting a path for you. So sometimes if your 3D is obsessed with a certain frame of thought, it just, so that's why it's always in the energies. I always tell you guys, it's in the energies. If it's coming from 2D, if you're trying to force an outcome through manifestation, then it's unlikely going to work. But instead, if you just surrender, if you listen to your higher self, if you listen to your inner teacher, then things will change. That's why no chasing, no forceful text, no forcing messages, no writing about A to Z, no manifesting ritual, but removing the small leaks that scramble the union frequency. So that's why for divine feminines, our focus this week is precision, not performance. Precision, not performance. So that's why if tonight, if shocks arise, you pause instead of reacting. Remember, there's a difference between reacting and responding. So for the eclipse, release one or two habits that drain you, late night spirals, sugar crashes, over checking his socials. It's totally alright. If you check his socials from 7D, you're totally fine. If you're vibrating in the frequency of 8D, you check his, in fact, you won't even have the check when you're in there. But it's fine. But if you're checking from 2D or 3D, he's going to feel it. And it's okay if he's feeling it. He's going to feel the energies that come along with it. Negative thinking, wishful sabotage, all of that, right? So that's why focus and use this eclipse portal to clear off these habits, all right, if you want to, of course. So the equinox, that's why I'm going to introduce a healing for the equinox soon, so watch the space. This equinox is going to be very crucial. On the 23rd of September, we're having the equinox, right? It's going to stable your nervous system. So that's why, to anchor this, drink loads of water. And try to practice stillness. If not, do something you love. Even going for a walk could, change your energy fields, help with the energy fields. So with our divine masculine, his field is torn between Saturn's influence in responsibility and Uranian restlessness. So this may look like silence, detachment, or unpredictable changes in plan. But remember, this is rewiring, not rejection. Our divine masculines are learning how to hold responsibility without losing freedom. So that is a major lesson that is ongoing. So remember, our divine masculine silence is not absence. It's rethreading responsibility with balance and desire. All right, so remember, union is not about a text or meeting, and that is the inspiration behind today's discourse. But quickly, what is going to go on with the third energy this week? It's about inputs. What you consume, what you repeat, what you believe. Virgo demands a clean field. the proof of union will show up as you become calmer, more regulated, calmer breathing, more regulated sleep, and synchronicities that cluster. So remember, union is proven in the nervous system first, and the synchronicities second, and the contact is the final. All right? That's why. Remember, all right? This eclipse week is not about chasing, it's about subtraction, reset, coherence. So let the feel do its work. So breathe, simplify, and trust. The proof of union always shows up in the signal before it shows in the 3D. Where this is the point, I'm going to delve right into topic. I'm just going to look at the comments. Oops. This is like a second mic test. All right. Hi, Alex. Oh, thank you, Alex. Lovely to see you here. And Nicole, so long no see. So happy to see you, my beautiful friend. You're so sweet. You're saying you look so beautiful. Sending love and light to you. Oh, same here. Sending love and light to you always. Becca is saying she's feeling the abundance. I've been sending messages to all students, interested people, and got 4 people to join today. Congratulations, Becca. I'm so happy to hear that. You see all the abundance, in the third energy is just coming in, coming through. So well done. I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you, Becca. And you know what? More and more people are going to join. It's just going to be amazing. And the work you're doing is also amazing, Becca. And good morning, Karen. Oh, have a wonderful game night with your friends, and have a great one. And Tiffany, lovely to see you. And good evening, Jordan. Oh, we've got a good group of divine feminines today joining me. So blessed. All right. So please, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'm going to delve right into topic. And before I start, I've got 2 more spots left for the 21/9 Eclipse portal healing and activations for twin flames are highly recommended. This time round, the 21/9 portal is different to last year. So if you haven't booked your spot yet, book through my website. All right, with that, do check out the other healings and activations too, because this is an amazing period to get any activation or healing done because of the cosmic weather. So absolutely check that out. And if you guys want to work one-on-one with me, you can book for a session via my website, and you have the link in description. All right, with that, I'm really excited about today's topic. Very excited. That's why I was thinking about how to title it, and finally I came up. Union is a frequency, not a text message. So stop chasing, start resonating, and let the feel prove your union. And if you woke up this morning and checked your beloved divine masculine's profile, and if you're blocked and you check his profile through someone who's still connected to him in his social media, or if you're so desperate to know what's going on, or if you felt small after there's no reply, or if you have felt really small because this is the 10th message that is gone, that you have sent, that is unread, or if you've been tempted to send a long message just to feel relief, then this is for you. Because union isn't decided in your phone or his phone. It isn't decided by whether he texts back, blocks you, or scrolls past your story. Union is already happening upstream in the field. So tonight, I'm going to walk you through what the field is. Finally, I'm doing a discourse on the third energy. More in depth, I promise. Why priming beats chasing every single time. And what resonance over effort looks like in daily life, and the single habit that scrambles your signal. And I try to come up with like a 7-day reset plan, which you can use, which I'll talk about right at the end. Again, it varies client to client, so really just take what resonates only. I want to be very, very clear. Please only take what resonates. Remember, the internal teacher is always guiding you. So let's get really, really specific, all right? The field is the third energy between you and your beloved divine masculine. It's the combined soul signal you broadcast and receive whether or not you're speaking in the 3D. Think of it like a radio station. Before the music plays on your speakers, there's already a frequency transmitting in the air, right? That's why I say union is upstream, contact is downstream. The mistake we make, we keep chasing downstream proof. The text, the like, the reply, the meeting, instead of stabilizing the upstream frequency. So, I'll give you an example. So, one of my clients recently said, Vaish, if he texts me today, I'll feel safe again. And I asked her, what happens tomorrow when he doesn't text? You see, that's not safety, that's dependency. Safety comes from holding the frequency whether or not the message arrives. So let's contrast this, all right? Priming looks like every morning, you practice like a 0 point reset, grounding your nervous system instead of spiraling, investing your energy even when there's no proof. See, this is priming, this is proper, right? Prim and proper. So chasing looks like sending 3 messages in a row, hoping one sticks. So example, see, that's what overwhelms his nervous system. Even a happy birthday, even 2 words can overwhelm his nervous system, because if it was coming even from his enemy, he wouldn't be bothered. If it was coming from somebody he despises, because there's no feelings involved, there's no energy involved. But when it's coming from you, he will look at it, stare at it for hours, even days. So that's why chasing looks like, sending multiple messages, or checking his WhatsApp, whether he's online or not, or his Instagram every hour, or his Facebook every hour. That's why I would sometimes say being blocked is the best thing our divine masculine can do for us, because at least that habit will stop. But having said that, nowadays, probably have mutual friends, mutual connections. But having said that, irregardless of whether he blocks you or not, it's still chasing when you're looking at his. But when you look at his WhatsApp to see whether he is active from a higher dimensional frequency, then it's inspiration. You're not affecting the field. But often we will have a tendency to check because the missing becomes unbearable, and somehow him being active online makes us feel like he's alive. Some of you even say that sometimes you worry whether he's alive, literally. So checking his social media gives you that, it gives you that comfort. Another thing is, this is a double-edged sword. Rereading old conversations, as long as it inspires you to the next level, is fine. But from this chasing angle, if you're rereading old conversations until you collapse inside, that's chasing. So this is another example. I had a client, who reduced the profile checking from 12 times a day to once in the morning after practice. Within weeks, his tone shifted, not because she chased, because she stopped the leaking. So that's the proof of power and proof of priming. It strengthens the field. Chasing only fractures it. So what does resonance over effort look like day to day? So, with a very practical aspect, You can, this again, you see, to each their own, but the 0 point primer is like a one sentence intent, like I'm in union frequency. Again, guys, this is not manifestation, this is going with the flow. All right. And then midday, you do like a 60-second heart anchor. If triggered, you breathe in 4, hold 2, exhale 6. Plenty of yogic breathing methods you can find on YouTube. Like I personally like, inhale from your right and exhale from your left, and anything that works for you. The bee breath is also pretty good. I like the bee breath. Yeah, that you just remember what your yoga teacher taught you. I was just, for a moment, I was brought back to my yoga classes, and I was thinking about which breathing exercise I really love. Like my teacher is really my yoga. I have a couple of yoga teachers, and I have to say they're all very amazing. And yeah, so really, right, the bee breath. You can just do. I can't recall like the names of it, but like you breathe in 4 times and then you exhale 4 times. You breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And then evening, you can just do a 5 minute reflection on why did I seek validation, where did I hold sovereignty. See, that's resonance, simple, quiet, and effective. So instead of texting, why don't you care, like one of my clients wrote in a journal, today I held my feel for 3 hours without checking his. That shift alone made my client's energy magnetic again, like truly. Because you see, there's no point sending him a message. He's only going to be triggered because you're not sending him a message, you're sending him like an energy stream. You are like dumping your emotions on him. Of course he's going to react. All right, so I want to teach you like a guided practice, like in a way, if you could just go in and like I said, I want to call it the 0 point primer, and I want to say that spend like 30 seconds, inhaling 4, exhaling 6. Do this until you feel like silver roots dropping into earth, and then the heart anchor, right hand on your heart, and and warm light like a coin whisper, I hold the feel, and then expansion, right? Light pulses out 1 meter, then 3, then 7, like tuning a radio. Keep it steady, and then and then and then say this: union is my field, one breath, no drama, and then seal it. See, these are again practical techniques. You can use any technique that works for you. This is just a sample. All right, I would say try to customize it to your own. So this is like what you can do in terms of guided practices. Then you seal it: golden threads, loops, heart, sacrum, earth, crown, and whisper, signal, steady, and then integration: wiggle fingers, open eyes. Choose one small action tonight that reflects union frequency, walk, some water, joy practice. That's your 0 point primer, and you can do this daily, just to retrain your nervous system to stay steady. So, what is the signal scrambler? All right, that one habit that collapses everything: reactive reaching. When you fire off long emotional texts, checking profiles over and over, try to force proof. Why does it scramble? Because it drains your energies into outcomes that you don't control. So that's why, like I said, manifestation in itself can be a double-edged sword. If so, that's why in twin flame situations, manifestation is not exactly the way to go, because like I said, there's too much involved: our higher self, guidance, God, the universe. So you can't really manifest union, but what you can do is prep your nervous system, surrender, and that's what I keep saying in my videos over and over and over again. Like, really, please don't box it into a label called manifestation. Always, what I teach comes from within, from my own experience, and from working with thousands of you guys over the decade. actually 2 decades or more. I know. Actually, I shouldn't even say decades, lifetimes, millions and millions and millions of lifetimes of working with billions and billions of you. Every lifetime, hey. Well, well, well. Why it scrambles, right? Because, like I said, draining our energy into outcomes we don't control, and it fractures our signal into pleading energy, begging energy. It spikes our divine masculine nervous system into retreat. That's why he collapses. That's why he ignores. That's why he's so tempted to block. Some divine masculines want to block, but they don't block because they are afraid that that will cause more repercussions. But sometimes their silence is same. It's the same as blocking. In fact, blocking at least gives you a very clear boundary, right? So how to repair this? What you can do is every time you're feeling this reactive reaching, that one habit that collapses everything, that reactive reaching, interrupt it, pause, and come back from, count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace the 60 seconds 0 point reset, and reframe. What would I do if union was already mine? So repair the script if you have already scrambled. I spoke from emotion earlier. I'll recalibrate and reconnect later. Short, sovereign, clean, and that's all. So remember, silence does not mean stop. Silence means recalibration, like radio static. The music is still transmitting. You just not tuned in yet. So instead of panicking, ask, what is the field doing right now that I can't see? So here's the psychology, right? Our divine masculine's nervous system mirrors ours. That is the reality. So if we are anxious, our divine masculine feels pressure. If we are anchored, he feels safety. That's why, those harsh conversations end up face to face when he's not ready and you're not ready and you bump into each other. It often, you know what I mean. So that's why field work is spiritual, and it's such an important part. You're literally training your divine masculine's body to feel safe again. And here's the consequence. Once the feel locks in, contact is inevitable. Good consequence, of course. The 3D doesn't lead, it obeys. Collapse resets the sequence. Stability completes the sequence. So that's why, I'm going to I'm going to talk about low noise scripts, like a cold text. Thank you for telling me. Silence, no reply. 24 hours later, I understand, take your time. After scramble, I spoke from emotion earlier, I'll recalibrate. Mixed signals, I'll trust where this is going, no rush. So this is the script that you tell yourself, all right? So it will be good to have this practice. 0 point primer in the morning, trigger interrupts with counting backwards, no check zone. You can try, if you're checking all the time, then you can try to reduce the checking. And gratitude in present tense, be thankful for what you have with your DM, and weekly boundary reset clearing. So that's why one of my clients, she muted contact for a week and said, I didn't realize how much noise that person really, literally, she, I, the thing is, I didn't realize how much noise my client was adding until it stopped. That single move shifted the whole field. So she literally told me that she didn't realize that there was so much noise going on. And after she muted contact for a week, it all shifted. So that's why, guys, I wanted to deal with something that triggers almost everyone on this journey: silence. Before we revisit the seventh step, I wanted to do this for a bit and then tie it up. When our divine masculine doesn't reply, when he goes quiet for days, weeks, or even years, it's so easy to collapse and say, that's it, he's done, union's over. Absolutely. And that is a logical, rational way of looking at it. Absolutely, right? Because what's the proof that he's coming back? What is the proof that he's going to unblock you? What is the proof that he's going to reunite with you? Why does he have to reunite with you? The twin flame connection is about freedom, even though historically we are bound, one soul split to two in the 13D. It doesn't mean that we have to force ourselves to be with each other in any timeline. That is true freedom. Because 3D conditioning even corrupts twin flame understanding, because in the 3D it's all about capture, it's all about signing the contract, it's all about enslavement, right? From your career, from your phone contract, from your bills, everything is about locking yourself in. So when you apply the same mindset to your twin flame relationship, of course it's going to collapse. But here's the truth: silence does not mean stop. Silence means the field is still recalibrating, and I'll say this over and over and over again in every one of my discourse. Silence means the field is still recalibrating. That's why think about it like a radio. Just because you don't hear the song right now doesn't mean the signal isn't transmitting. It means you're between stations. I always realize that when I'm channeling a discourse, my nose, one of the signs here ringing or my nose is itchy. And I feel like I'm going to go really deep today. So again, back to the discourse. So instead of collapsing into fear, the better question is, what is the field doing right now that I can't see yet? So that question alone stops you from spiraling and puts you back into resonance. So here's another layer that most people miss. Our divine masculine's nervous system is always mirroring ours. When we spiral, overtax, his body literally feels pressure. Literally. That's why sometimes you may feel like, I didn't do anything, I just sent a message. Yeah, for a normal person, they will just ignore it. They won't be affected because you're not sending energies. But with your divine masculine, it might be, how are you? But that how are you will speak a million words. See where I'm coming from, right? So, what do men under pressure do? What do men under pressure do? They retreat, they disappear. It's not rejection, it's nervous system overload. But when you anchor, when you hold steady, our divine masculine system feels safety, and safety is what pulls him in deeper than words ever could. So, field work isn't just spiritual, it's psychological. Every time you choose resonance instead of chasing, you are retraining your divine masculine's body to feel safe with you again. So that's why, for example, one of my clients, she stopped sending late night emotional texts and instead did like the 0 point practice. Again, customize according to her situation before bed. And within 2 weeks, the divine masculine reached out on his own, softer, calmer, warmer, and his system could finally rest in her steadiness. So you see the changes this can do. So let's zoom out a little. When you hold the field long enough, contact becomes inevitable. Not because you begged, not because you forced, but because the signal is strong enough. The 3D has to match it. That's why the field doesn't negotiate. It locks in the union first. The 3D simply obeys. So here's the sequence. Collapse resets the timeline. Stability completes it. So our job isn't to chase, to prove, or to monitor his behavior. Our job is to resonate, to hold steady, to let the field do what it always was coded to do. And that is the real turning point. So that's why when you're triggered, you don't think clearly. That's the moment chasing happens, We want to lash out, but then usually we won't lash out because it's divine feminines in the wounded phase. We are so afraid of losing our divine masculine, we are hardly going to lash out. We are going to go into begging, pleading, apologizing, scrambling, asking for his breadcrumbs. Actually, he's not the one giving you breadcrumbs. It's us being desperate even for the breadcrumbs during the wounded phase. See, long emotional paragraphs, repeated calls, endless profile checking. We think that, oh, I'm only checking his profile, he won't know. He knows. Same energy field, third energy field, combined union field. He's going to know. Energies don't lie. Energies don't lie at all. So that's the reason why I wanted to go a bit deeper into the low noise scripts. Short, simple responses that keeps your energy clean, which I mentioned earlier, right? Remember, this isn't manipulation. These are stabilizers. They protect your field and prevent your divine masculine's nervous system from spiking into retreat. So, example, if he texts coldly, thank you for telling him. Sorry, thank you for telling me. If he texts you that, short, neutral, no hook for conflict, all right? And if he goes quiet, like I said, wait 24 hours, anchor yourself. Then if you reply later, I understand, take your time. You need that 24 hours gap. And if you scramble with a long emotional message, if I spoke from emotion earlier, I'll recalibrate and reconnect later. So this is what you say. And if he gives mixed signals, I trust where there is going, no rush. You see, do you feel the difference? These scripts keep you in sovereignty, not survival. Even then, the energies matter. Huh? Just don't text him this, but you are like, your nervous system is collapsing and your emotions are in like 500 degrees heat. So let's talk about non-negotiable field hygiene, because holding union is not a one-off practice. It's a daily discipline. Like I said, 0 point primer, trigger interrupt, no check zone, gratitude in present tense. You know, like really, these words matter. Like, I'm grateful union is aligning, I'm grateful my field is steady. And also a weekly boundary check, you know, clearing. Remove one app, mute one trigger contact, or clear one old card. Example, don't look at his mutual friend's Instagram where you will see posts about him. Block that friend if you can, because that's all. So try to remove one app. So if Instagram is what you're always using to check whether he's online, delete the app for a while. You can always install it later. So one of my clients muted one karmic connection on social media for just a week, and she said this. She literally said this, something along the lines of that she didn't realize how much noise that person was adding, and that was gone. That single shifted a whole field, and when I mean karmic connection, it could be a toxic friend, it could be anything. So that's the reason why you have to remember one thing very, very, very clearly. All right. That when I talk about the 7-day resonance reset, again, I'm just giving you like a sample. I want you to tweak it according to what you feel. So day 1 is 0 point plus gratitude list. So day 1 is about setting the baseline. You begin with the 0 point primer, grounding, heart anchoring, expansion, claim, and sealing. That anchors your nervous system before the day starts. Then you write a gratitude list in present tense. Not I hope he comes back, but more of like, I'm grateful union is aligning, I'm grateful my field is steady, I'm grateful I'm becoming magnetic to my divine masculine. Again, guys, this is not manifestation, this is more for you. It's rewiring. Why? Because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between present and future tense. The moment you speak it as if it's already true, your nervous system shifts into safety. So I've got like, you guys would come to me and say things like, I wish he loved me. But instead, if you say, I'm grateful, I'm loved by him, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will notice that you don't feel needy anymore. You feel anchored. This is feel calibration. Day 2, 24 hours no check challenge. I know this is going to be hard, but you can do it. You really can do it. So think of day 2 as the detox day. No profile checking, no scrolling his socials, no rereading old messages. Why? Because every check spikes your dopamine, right? Then crashes it. That roller coaster fragments your field. So commit for 24 hours, no checking. Instead, replace the urge with a micro anchor. One breath, hand on the heart, and whisper, signal steady. So I had this client really who used to check her divine masculine's profile, like Facebook profile, 20 times a day. On a no check day, she realized how much time she got back. Because every time she looked at the profile, one would add to two and two would add to two, and it was like total like stalking. So she realized 24-day reset, she saved almost 2 hours because every time she sees a profile, I mean total, the 20 times adds up to like 2 hours because every time she sees his profile, at least 10 minutes, at least 15 minutes. And then the urge to go check again. That's like literally checking every hour in a day. So that's why on no check day, she realized how much time she got back and she ended the day proud, not drained, and that pride itself strengthened her frequency. So day 3 deepens day 1. You don't just write one gratitude line, you write 3. I'm grateful union is already written. I'm grateful my divine masculine's nervous system feels with me. I'm grateful I trust the timing of our field. Again, guys, let me be very clear. This isn't about manifesting with wishful thinking. It's about training your body to feel safe in what's already true at a soul level. The more you feel it as present, the less your system scrambles for proof. That's when the feel grows louder than the 3D noise. And day 4 becomes a boundary day. You remove one app, mute one person, or block one karmic distraction. Anything that adds noise to your field. If you have a friend who keeps bothering you, hey, don't talk to your DM, it's time to let go of the friendship. All right? This could be muting your divine masculine's karmic page, deleting WhatsApp for 48 hours, or simply silencing notification. Why? Because interference isn't just psychic, it's digital. Every ping drags your attention out of resonance. Really. So one of my clients who muted her divine masculine's karmic family on social media, and the moment she did, she said she could finally breathe again because that single act cut 40% of her field anxiety. Even your DM's family, even if you're like looking at your divine masculine's parents or siblings or his friends, or yearning, hoping that you'll be there someday, it's only going to add on to the noise. That's why intention matters, guys. So day 5 is about clearing density. You sit, you breathe, you visualize, you try to meditate in stillness, of his energy running from you to him, some light, some heavy, and you imagine calling back your energy and sending his back with love. So this isn't releasing the bond, it's clearing the interference so that the third energy can flow cleanly. So in a way, you're like separating the energies. So it's like rebooting the Wi-Fi router. Suddenly the field feels less static. So you're like kind of clearing the noise. So this is very powerful. When you clear off the energies between you, that is of a lower vibration, you will literally start to feel much more in alignment, much more peaceful, like the noise dropped out of the room. That's exactly what has happened when you clean the line. Day 6 is pleasure day. You do one thing that makes your body remember joy, not because of your DM. So it could be your spa day, it could be a massage day, it could be your getting your nails day or getting your hair done day. Not because of your divine masculine, not to prove anything, but because your body is part of the field. That could be dancing, a long bath, cooking your favorite meal, or walking in nature, or going for a dive. Why? Because joy raises your frequency faster than any affirmation. Really. But I wanted to start with affirmation so that it can bring you to a certain frequency if you're really in a wounded phase. The body doesn't lie. When it's in pleasure, the field amplifies. Really. So I've got clients saying that, they listen to 90s music for 30 minutes, and after that she feels more magnetic in that half an hour than in weeks. So do something you really enjoy. Like you want to listen to 60s songs, or you want to go to the mall with your sisters, or you want to do something that just embodies joy, spending time with your nephew, nieces, do anything like that. And day 7 is integration day. You journal 3 questions. Where did I feel steadier this week? Where did I collapse? How did my body feel different from day 1 to now? So this isn't about judging yourself, it's about mapping your nervous system. Because if you can see progress in yourself, you stop chasing proof outside of yourself. And here's the miracle: the moment you track your own steadiness, the field multiplies it. Many clients, after using this technique, have come back to me saying that their cravings to check their divine masculine social dropped by like 70-80%. And the thing is, most of you don't even realize it until you reflected it, and that's when you feel freedom, and that's real union shift. So that is the 7-day resonance reset. It's not glamorous, it's not instant. Again, it can be tweaked according to your needs. But if you commit to these 7 days, you will feel different. That I can assure you. And when you feel different, the field is different. And when the field is different, union is inevitable. Remember, your proof isn't in the text. Your proof is in the frequency you hold. That's why scripts keep the channel clear. Hygiene keeps the signal steady. Together, they make your union inevitable. So remember, union is a frequency, not a text. The field decides, the 3D obeys. So you may be asking me, so what happens when you complete the 7-day reset? Initially, I thought I wanted to stop here, but then I realized, you know what? I want to give you the full, what will happen. You don't stop. You don't graduate. You repeat, you refine, you live it. Because union isn't a one-time practice. It's a lifestyle of resonance. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't do it once and say, well, I'm done forever. You do it daily, because hygiene is what keeps the body healthy, right? The same with our field. Daily resonance hygiene keeps your third energy alive, loud and magnetic, and over time you'll notice the shift. Your nervous system doesn't collapse as fast, the silence doesn't feel like death, the need to check his phone or social start to fade, and that excuse me, that is when you've crossed into the field mastery. Now here's the part most of you want to hear. What happens to our divine masculine when we hold the field? At first, nothing obvious. He may be still quiet, he may be still with the karmic, he may be still drowning in work, he may go into his monk-like zone, or he might be the sleeping king, category 6. But beneath the surface, his nervous system is recalibrating. Our divine masculine start to notice. He feels calmer when he thinks of you. He misses your presence in a way that feels safe, not overwhelming. He compares you to others and realizes no one else matches that safety. And this is how union sneaks up on him. Not through pressure, not through pleading, through resonance. So, one of the case studies, right? I had a client, DM didn't speak to her for 18 months. After doing this reset and field hygiene, 3 months straight, out of nowhere, he called and said, I don't know why, but I keep feeling drawn back to you. That's why this isn't random. This is the field, guys. So let me be honest. You will slip. You will have days when you check his profile, you'll be like, screw this system, right? You will send a scrambling message, or you'll collapse into grief, or you will. That doesn't mean you're failed. It means you're human. You are a soul in a human body. The key is how fast you repair. Instead of spiraling for weeks, you now know interrupt, replace, reframe. One slip doesn't collapse union. Just because he blocks you, or just because he says he never, ever, 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 ever will speak to you again, doesn't mean it's over. But letting guilt spiral you into shame, that does. So every time you catch yourself, treat it as proof you're stronger than before. Awareness itself means your field is holding. Here's the real mastery. You stop obsessing about timelines. You stop making union about when he texts, calls, or shows up. Instead, you live as if union is already coded, because it is. Your energy becomes lighter, your feel gets cleaner, your joy returns. And ironically, that's when our divine masculine feels the difference most. The long term resonance lifestyle means you choose joy daily, you keep your hygiene steady, you allow silence without collapsing, you stop mistaking proof for presence. And when you start living life like this, the field proves your union without you forcing a thing. See where I'm coming from, right? Like, truly. I want you to like take a moment and like to pause, to try to like hold space for what you have been, getting out of this discourse. So now let's expand this beyond. Why does it matter if you hold the field? Because twin flame union isn't about romance, it's about mission. When you steady the field, you're not just magnetizing your divine masculine, you're stabilizing your half of the planetary grid. Every time you choose resonance over chasing, you're anchoring frequency into the collective. And other twin flames will feel it. The earth will, Mother Gaia will feel it. The resonance multiplies. So stop asking, when will he text? Start asking, what frequency am I adding to the grid today? And that's the real mastery. Really, truly. So here's the crazy part. When you hold resonance, you may notice strangers respond to you differently. People may feel calmer in your presence, opportunities may open out of nowhere. Even technology might glitch less for you. Why? Because the field you're holding isn't personal, it's magnetic. It affects everything around you. So, case study, right? So, I had a client who told me 4 weeks of consistent field hygiene. She said even her boss, who has been cold for years, started softening around her. And she doesn't even know why. That's the third energy field in action. It shifts environments, not just relationships. So you will come to a fork in the road. Will you keep chasing texts and scrolling profiles, or will you live like the divine wife that I keep talking about? The field holder, the frequency keeper. That's the choice point of every one of us divine feminines. And let me be blunt. Only one path leads to union. The other keeps you in the hamster wheel of pain. Union is not about luck, it's about resonance, and resonance is always a choice. So, what happens to him long term when you hold resonance? Slowly, he realizes, our divine masculine realizes, no one feels like you. The karmic feels heavy, noisy, draining. The friends are annoying. The partying becomes aimless and meaningless. The nightlife becomes, he starts having a phobia for it. See, why does he go after that noise? Because the noise in the third energy is so noisy, he needs to go and club till morning. Because that noise is softer than the noise you are causing him. So eventually, Eventually, you feel light, safe, magnetic. That's what you will realize. Eventually, you will realize that you actually feel light, safe, and eventually, soul cannot ignore the pull. Not because you begged, not because you proved, not because your frequency became undeniable. The divine masculine awakens when the divine feminine holds the field long enough for him to feel safe walking into it. So let's try this, all right? I want you to picture your future self, the version of you who is already living in union. You're not waiting for a text, you're not anxious about his silence. You're steady, sovereign, and radiant. And now ask that version of yourself, what habits do you not no longer do? What is your daily frequency practice? How do you walk into a room differently? And write those answers down tonight. This is your next level soul resonance plan. So that's why, we talked about the collective mastery layer. When you live in resonance, you don't just call him in, you hold the feel for the world. And your divine masculine will awaken into the safety you've created. Your mission will expand and the planet itself will rise with you. Because remember, union is a frequency. So, I want to open the floor to questions at this moment. So I want to, open the floor to questions right now. So I'm going to have a look. How fast? Oh, Nicole, that's a really good one. Thanks for sharing that. She says in the 3D, one sided expectations are emotional, contracts the other person didn't sign, right? So if someone doesn't respond instantly, you know, feeling betrayed is normal. So, but the thing is, you can't cling to the script. So thanks for sharing that, Nicole. And Victoria, glad you finally made it. And Victoria says, I just want contact to know this. Oh, you definitely will, beautiful. Don't worry about that. All right, so I'm opening the floor to questions. So if not, I'm going to move right into channeling. All right. So remember, I'm not here to give you fantasy timelines. I'm not giving here to give you a fairy tale notion of happily ever after. That doesn't work in a twin flame connection because there is no happy ending, because it's the happy beginning that you're going to face, which is infinite. That's why, being in union, being in stable union, one thing I can say is that my DM and I, we keep expanding. Every day is different. Every day we are growing, we are evolving every day. And that is the infinite reality of our twin flame journeys. All right. So it's really not about fantasy script. Of course, getting pulled into the 3D world of nonsensical stuff is so easy, but the reality, you got to tap into your inner teacher. You got to communicate with your higher self. You got to talk to God, your own private relationship with God, with the universe. So your question can be, how do I hold resonance when I'm triggered by the karmic? What do I do when silence feels unbreathable? How do I stop spiraling when I see him online but not responding? These are powerful because they let me show you how to apply the teaching in real life. So that's why, guys, you just have to find your own method. I can give you sample techniques. That's why even when I have one-on-one sessions, I customize everything according to your life, according to your situation, because this technique may work for one, might not work, because we are trying to go beyond the 3D world, right? So no cutter system is ever going to work. So that's why, guys, these questions are very important, and these answers are in my discourse. So I'm here to give you tools to stabilize your field. So remember, I'm not here to give you fantasy timelines. So before we close, let's anchor this field together. All right. Close your eyes, hold your heart, and breathe. Whisper, union is my frequency. And imagine the whole collective forming a circle holding the same field, every divine feminine out there, all of us out there, and see that resonance expanding beyond you, touching your divine masculine, the collective, the planet. Now whisper again, the field decides, the 3D obeys. Take one deep breath to seal it and exhale slowly. So here's the final takeaway, all right? You're not waiting for him, you're not waiting for text, you're not waiting for permission. You are the field holder, you are the resonance keeper, you are the one who locks union in before he even realizes what's happening. And when you live this truth, you don't just move your union forward, you anchor frequency for the entire twin flame collective. And if you guys want a personalized session guidance, if you're ready to map your reunion windows, or if you need a field stabilization session, if you need a healing and activation, all the links are below in description. So remember, if you want to, and all my sessions are conducted live. If you book a session, it's often conducted via Zoom, and you can ask me as many questions as you want during the session. All right. So remember, union is not luck. Union is resonance. Union is not waiting. Union is holding your light. So with that, I'm going to close up the discourse and I'm going to go into channeling. All right. So again, guys, this is more of a practical discourse, because you guys have been asking me this. Many of you guys have been writing to me. So no worries, Alex. So, Victoria, to answer your question, why does it feel like the third union is trying to steal your. Firstly, don't even give that much of power to the third party. There's a reason why the third party is called the third party, right? So, the more power you give the third party, the more disempowered you feel. Instead, take a deep breath and release. Remember, your journey is your own, and if you're on a twin flame journey, nothing can separate you. And then slowly it would shift, because often what happens is, when you give too much power to the karmic, you will realize nothing is moving. The moment you let go, you take that power away and focus inward, you'll start seeing the shift. I hope that answers your questions. And all right, I'm going to go into channeling. So let me see the list. All right, Jordan. All right, Jordan's question is, what's coming through for my connection with Luke? All right, DM is Joestone. Thank you. Oh, Jordan, you're beautiful. I just have to say that your connection with Luke is entering another phase. Excuse me before I start. It's entering another phase of light. I would say that because Luke and you are soulmates, and you guys share a lot of missions together on a soulmate level, like I mentioned in previous channelings, like how you're both from different star systems, and both of you carry unique plans to help humanity in general. So that's why you're both going to come together. The stresses that you're facing right now, it's part of the overall purging. And also, Luke is always trying to respect what you have with your divine masculine, on an energy level. So that's the reason why he takes 10 steps forward and moves 5 steps. He takes 5 steps forward and moves 10 steps backwards, because that is what's kind of, because he can feel, right, he can feel the energies between you and your DM. But having said that, you're both meant to create something on your own as well. This relationship too has got a lot of sweetness and love, and a lot of magic to it as well. So hence why, you're feeling it on a deep, deep, deep level. Like everything is happening like for a reason. Everything is coming in, and you're feeling this on a deep level. You are feeling this huge amount of change that is taking place energetically. So Jordan, what I'm feeling is the messages that I'm getting from your guides are that your relationship with Luke will continue to grow, and in the background your DM is going to help you, in ways. But eventually, what is important is you surrendering to cosmic consciousness, seeking guidance from your higher self as much as you can, because good things are coming ahead for you, Jordan. You're coming into your own power more and more, compared to, I did compared to doing your reading like 2 years ago to now. I can see that so much transformation. You are more aware of your own inner power. You're more you're more focused on alignment than results. So that in itself is shifting you massively. So I feel like, all the bad has gone away and you are anchoring in the new, which is absolutely good. So things with Luke is going to get better. I feel like you guys are going to get together and start something, and it's going to be beautiful, because once you get together, soulmate relationships, it always tends to be much smoother. It's more of like taking a holiday, it's like, so with but of course your DM's energies is going to be stronger. He's going to come and interfere a lot, because energetically he's not able to accept that you're being with someone else. But having said that, on a higher dimension, you'll be able to find a way around it. With that, I hope you have enjoyed this channeling. And next up, I have got, oh, beautiful Martha. All right. All right. Martha's question is, hi Vaish darling. The last 2 weeks have been very intense but beautiful. I've had a huge transformation. I've released and broken down illusions and attachments to my divine masculine physically. Now I find myself in my soul, and in the future I can feel the union energy very strongly. Can you help me understand what's happening to my divine masculine? He's completely silent. He just wished me a happy birthday on my birthday. Thank you. I love you so much. Oh, Martha, I love you so much too. I feel like there's so much more happening in silence. The last 2 weeks has been a crucial turning point in your journey. You are in the pre union stage. You are getting into the 0 point stage, and that's the reason why your divine masculine is really honoring you in all dimensions. So what is going on is so beautiful. He is like, he only wants to meet you when he's cleared when he's cleared out of the noise that is like going on with his life. He's making major decisions. So the happy birthday in itself is like a million words all together. So there's so much love energetically in those words. So what's going on is that a lot of shifts are happening in his life, with his situation, with his family situation, with his career. He is in this point where he's making major decisions with regards to his life. So in other words, he's preparing a space for you both to exist in eternal joy and happiness. So in other words, he wants to stabilize union, and he's actually setting the foundation for it, Martha. And he's doing it in the background, because he's a man of less words, more action. But I have to say that his energies are looking fabulous. Your combined energy fields are shining in the most harmonious way possible. So much is coming in, And the messages that I'm getting from your divine masculine is that he just wants you to know that even a million words are not enough. He just wants to spend eternity with you always and forever, and that he is in admiration about everything about you. It's like he says that you're irresistible. He just can't spend a moment without you. You are always in his heart, in his mind, in his soul, in his breath, and he says words can never describe how much he loves you and how much he will love you, and how he recognizes this beyond words. He says that lately he has been having a lot of visions about the past. He's been having a lot of visions about your star lives, and really lifetimes in Andromeda, Arcturus. They're just coming in as downloads, living downloads, consciously, not even in dreams anymore. He remembers everything. The soul remembrance phase he is in right now, part of him is in like a total nervous system change. A part of him is like trying to make sense of everything, and a part of him is like just wants you to know that he's ready to take this journey with you to the next level. And he says that everything is working in your favor, and he feels so loved and supported by you all the time. So, and he also says that everything makes sense, from the moment he recognized you, from the moment, every moment ends up to this very moment. And his silence, he's saying that there is a tsunami of emotions that he has, but he's trying to practice mindfulness and calmness, because he doesn't want to just, you know, flow it all out. He wants to do it calmly, with passion, but at the same time with alignment and coherence. Hence why the silence. But this silence is not going to be for long. I feel like even in a couple of days, because this eclipse is a major turning point for the both of you. So I feel like he is going to, ask you out for a date, for a meeting, and it's going to be filled with surprises. You're going to bring the connection to the next level. You're going to have a deeper conversation, which I keep getting 6 hours. So I feel like the next meeting will last more than 6 hours. So really, Martha, so much is going on. That's why on your end as well, you've broken down illusions and all kinds of attachments, because the same is happening with him too. Both of you are just preparing to be the king and queen of your lives in this world, in this moment, in this lifetime. There's so much you guys are going to do together, you're going to achieve together. I just feel like everything is falling in place, and with the grace of God, with your higher selves, it's like it's happening as how you wish for it to happen. So the next couple of weeks are going to be very, very, very profound. Literally, there is magic in every moment. So with that, your DM just says that he feels he just can't go a second without thinking about you. And he says silence speaks louder than words, because this is beautiful silence, and it's just building you up to the next phase. With that, Martha, everything is in order. Your combined energy feels, I'm seeing so much silver, pink, green, blue. Active communication is coming through everything. Just keep being yourself. With that, Martha, I hope you've enjoyed this channeling. Next up, I've got Manuela. Let me look at your request. Hi Vaishnavi, I sent you a tip for channel reading for the next life with channeling at the end. My question is, may I ask about how I'm going to meet up with the soulmate? Raymond, aka Jordan, is he going to come visit you in Italy, or is he willing to invite you to his country directly? Thank you. I feel like he wants to invite you to his country directly, because he wants to show you the world. Like right now, his energies are like he's like Aladdin. He literally wants to show you the world. That's the song that pops up on my head as I do this channeling for you. He feels very, very, very excited. Like I feel like there's so much excitement, and he really wants to, he wants to make you happy in every possible way, because he feels your purity, he feels your commitment, he feels your innocence, your naiveness, and he adores them, because in this world with so much clutter, a woman like you is so rare, and he acknowledges it. In fact, he wants you to know that he has a lot of respect and admiration for you, because you're not only intelligent, but you're so pure, and you're not only innocent, you are radiant, and you are smart, and you're beautiful, and you're just full of life. You see, he works with people who have no life, and you are like the only spark in his life right now. And he literally, of course, he wants to visit you in Italy too. That's in his plan, but he wants you to come see him first. That's where his heart is at. And definitely I feel like the invitation is going to come in very, very soon. Things are shaping up to the best, and the universe wants you to know, Manuela, that everything is happening for a reason. Things are shaping up, things are coming together, and it's all meant to happen. And with that, remember, you're a beautiful, beautiful soul, and your and your soulmate recognizes how beautiful you are, and he just wants you to know that he's so much in awe of you, and he has so much respect and so much love, and he respects and he loves your purity. He loves how authentic you are, and he says that authenticity is your greatest gift, and he says that that's what he loves about you so much. You are always yourself in this world where everyone is trying to put a false facade. So with that, Manuela, I hope you have enjoyed this channeling. And next up, I've got Erin. So Erin is saying, hey V, Erin is saying that she's working through her shadows and focusing on union with herself. Yet, even with all this, you still carry fear that your twin flames 3D self will always reject the connection. So, what guidance does Spirit have for you about this fear and about how to keep moving forward? Thank you. All right, Erin, you are doing so well. Really, really, really. You got to really thank yourself for working through your shadows and focusing on inner union with yourself, because this is such a crucial step in your journey. That fear, it's part of recalibration. You are releasing that fear. You're releasing that fear. What if your twin flame is going to always reject the connection? But the truth is far from what you're feeling, because right now your 2D is erupting in the fear matrix. So that is part of your catharsis and release as well, because in reality, she can never reject this connection with you, Erin. Never. So what the universe wants you to know is that this fear is going to transcend. You're going to feel much more in your power in weeks to come, and just keep being yourself one step at a time. Drink loads of water. This eclipse is a very intense one, so try your best one step at a time, but things are going to fall in place. The miracles are coming. You might not see it clearly yet, Erin, but they are flowing in exactly how your higher selves are orchestrating it. So the messages I'm getting from your twin flame is that she wants you to know that she hates doing this to you, and all she has is for love for you, but right now she's not able to come and support you, but she wants the best for you, and she says that this separation is not long. She's going to pull herself together, and she's going to come back and be in union with you even faster than you expect. So with that, Erin, things are flowing in. Just go with the flow. Take a deep breath in whenever you need, and everything is being divinely guided. All right? So, one step at a time, keep moving forward, and your twin flame, she's going to come back to you, and you're both going to be in stable union. All right? With that, I hope you've enjoyed this channeling. Next up, I have got Rachel. All right, Rachel's question is, hi Vaish. Oh, she wants it. All right. So you want to be placed last on the list, right? All right. So now I'm going to do Dawn. Oh, Dawn. Lovely, lovely, lovely to do your channeling again. I hope you have been well, beautiful. Always a joy to do your channeling. You're such a beautiful soul, a radiant soul, always full of life, full of light, and you always do the best things for others. So remember, the universe is always, always, always blessing you abundantly, Dawn, because you are truly the miracle for so many others, and the kind of technology or service that you're going to create the world is going to be a complete breakthrough. You are one of those thought leaders, totally out there to change the world, to shift the world and anchor it back to its radiant light. So, what is going on? Energetically, things are shifting. You're opening up another abundance window. So, a lot of flow is coming in. Also, a lot of opportunities and connections are also going to come into your field. So, things are going to start moving, changing. It's totally deep. I just have to say that on the twin flame front, there's a lot of changes happening with your divine masculine too. I feel like he's coming out of his category 6 sleeping king phase and is awakening more than usual, and I feel like you're feeling it in the field. The third energy field is very active, and hence why you're going to receive a lot more opportunities this year and next year. It's going to totally change your life. So keep being you, Dawn. Keep being the bright star you always are, and keep being yourself, because you are here to inspire so many. And the messages that I'm getting from your DM is that he's saying that he always admires you from afar, and he feels like you are the best that has ever happened to him. And a part of him is shy, a part of him is a bit confused, but he's getting more clarity than before, and he just wants you to know that he admires you from afar, and he wishes you all the best, and he loves you so much. He recognizes you, and he is going to surprise you really, really soon, Dawn. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this channeling. And next up, I have got Guðný. What's the main reason it is so difficult to sleep? Has that something to do with your divine masculine, and what's coming through from your divine masculine? He's still silent. All right, good need. The reason why you're not able to sleep is because of the eclipse energies. The eclipse energies are, like I said, for some, you guys want to, like, for some, it's like more sleep, but for you it's difficult to sleep because your field is very restless due to purging, Guðný. So what is going on is that you're clearing more and more noise in the third energy, and so is your divine masculine. A part of you is tuning in to your divine masculine more than usual. So that's why a lot is coming through, a lot is coming in, and deep down you're just ready to transcend. So the sleep cycles are going to change after this eclipse. You will notice more stability. So with the equinox coming on the 23rd, you will notice that the energies are more alignment, and you will get to rest more deeply and peacefully. So yes, to answer your question, a part of it has to do with your divine masculine, because he is recalibrating his field too, but a part of it is because you're going through your own personal purging too. So the messages that I'm getting from your divine masculine is that, oh, he wants you to know that you are the very essence of his life, very inspiration, and he can go on creating music, art, poetry, books on you, because that's how inspiring you are for him, and that he loves you, he recognizes you as his divine wife always and always, and he's going to come back really soon with 1,000,000 roses to affirm his love for you. And he says that he's going to surprise you, and then it's all coming together. He feels the stability in your energies. He says he's more stable than ever, and things are all falling in place. In fact, he's saying that his silence is much more louder lately, and this is exactly what's going to create the miracle for you, Guðný. And Guðný, keep being yourself, keep being the most beautiful person out there, kind and radiant, and God is always blessing you. Your higher self is always guiding you, and your combined energy fields are so radiant than ever. Purple, green, indigo, these are orange and pink and silver. These are all indicators of higher dimensional transmissions that are coming through for you. All right, with that, Guðný, DM just says that he loves you so much that he can't wait to be with you. All right, with that, I hope you've enjoyed this channeling. And then I've got Mooney and then Rachel. Last is Rachel. All right, Moni's question is to channel an update for you and Erin. Oh, always a joy to do a channeling for you, Moni. Always. Your energies are more radiant than ever. You and Erin are just bursting in beautiful, beautiful energies. I'm seeing so much white, blue, and gold in your combined energy fields. The third energy is very, very active. So that's why, Moni, you might find yourself, just experiencing all dimensions all at once, because so much changes are taking place in your combined energy fields. You're drawing a lot of inspiration. So is Eric. So this is a period of intense shifts and change for the both of you. So the messages that I'm getting from Eric is that he wants you to know that you are so special to him. You are so beautiful to him. Sometimes he says that he pedestalizes you so much that it's very difficult for him to even see you. Like he feels like you are the queen and he is like, one of your subjects. He always has that inferiority, superiority going on because he really sees you like a goddess. And he says that sometimes he's really insecure because your magnetism, your beauty, it it sometimes triggers him, but at the same time it also makes him admire you so much. He says that he respects you so much, your wisdom, your love for life, your energies, and he says that he is obsessively, secretly thinking about you all the time, and he's trying to find balance in that area. He's trying to find more and more balance in that area of integrity. He wants to be true to himself, true about his feelings to you and to himself, because he has fallen in love with you the moment he saw you in this lifetime, and it has just been building up, and these moments are just coming in. And he says the more he thinks about you, the more luck he gets, because you are his lucky charm. And lately he has been utilizing the energies from the third energy field so much. So I'm seeing career related improvements. He's more confident than ever before. He's still dealing with insecurities, but he's definitely much more balanced. He's having trouble with the pedestalization of you because this is like a lifetime after lifetime thing, Moni. He's always putting you up on a pedestal. He always views you as a goddess, and sometimes he thinks that you're unattainable. So he creates the rift, he creates the interference sometimes. But his higher self wants you to know he's working on it a lot lately. He is working on transforming that, and he is feeling much more guided to live his authentic truth. So that's why surprise dates are incoming. I feel like he's going to be more authentic, more integrity. You're going to have more heart to heart conversations. He's going to speak his heart. He's even going to talk about the pedestalization, how he always puts you up on a pedestal, and he's going to work with you on that. So that's why I feel the next couple of months are very crucial in your connection, in stabilizing the energies together, and the rest is the hands of God. But what I'm seeing is happy, stable, adventurous, fun filled moments and memories that you're going to make together, Moni. So everything is flowing in, and your DM just wants you to know that he admires you a lot, he respects you a lot, and he says that you're so beautiful and perfect. And he says that he just wishes he could be like you know, in terms of vitality and energy. And he says he's getting there. And he says that he loves you so much. He loves you so much. He misses you so much. And he admires you so much. With that, Mooney, I hope you have enjoyed this channeling. And finally, I have got Rachel. So Rachel's question is, hi Vaish, you know, you're placed on the last on the list. Carrie graduated with his MBA yesterday, so congratulations to your DM, Rachel. It's something he never spoke to you about, and why does he shut you out of these important life moments? Firstly, you are the most important thing to him ever, Rachel. So even this MBA is no big deal to him, because when he's with you, he's totally in a zone where he's powerless. So he's not able to differentiate what is important, because you are the most important person, event, everything to him. So that's the reason why he never spoke to you about it, because he feels very insecure. A big part of him feels insecure before you, and he feels that no amount of achievements or no amount of success will ever be enough to impress you. But that is his wounded masculine speaking. So it's not because he doesn't want to speak to you about it, because he just doesn't feel he's good enough for it. So that's the underlying reason why he is. So in fact, his intention is not to shut you out of these important life moments, because deep down you're always connected. And lately, the 5D field is much active between the both of you. I feel like he has been trying to communicate more and more, and I feel like you're exercising a lot of boundaries, which is good. You're both testing the field. Anyway, this is going to bring you to the next level, because the next time you have a conversation, he's definitely going to explain to you why he did what he did. And you'll be surprised by the reason. Like I said, it's not because he wants to shut you out, it's actually more than that. In fact, he wants to include you in every aspect, and certain things feel very insignificant before you. His messages to you is that he has too much admiration for you. You're such a beautiful force of life and energy. And he says that no amount of apology is ever going to be enough, because he always ends up disappointing you, and he's just so affected by that, because he's always disappointing you. So he wants to send you a very big apology. He has no intention of hurting you or making you feel the way you're feeling. So he apologizes deeply from his heart. And he also says that he truly believes the universe will find a way for you both to be together, and he sincerely waits for the moment. And he says that there's so much he wants to share with you, and he wants to talk about all the struggles he had gone through during his MBA, and why he has been so aloof, and why he has been struggling so much, because it hasn't been easy. And he says that he's hoping for a heart-to-heart conversation with you really soon. And your combined energy fields are looking very promising. There's a lot of blue and green, an indicator of a heart-to-heart conversation that's going to come, Rachel. So with that, the universe wants you to know that everything is going as per your higher self's plan, and things are going to fall in place, and there are going to be miracles coming in. All right, with that, Rachel, I hope you have enjoyed this channeling. And guys, I hope you have enjoyed this live. Oh boy, it's so long, it's almost 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I'm going to see if there are any questions, and then I'm going to close up. All right. Oops. All right. You're most welcome, Mooney. Nicole is saying, thank you so much for this beautiful class, Vaish. I hope you have a beautiful day. All right. As Rajinish. Thanks, Nicole, for the quote. All right, guys. Thank you all for your comments. I don't know why some comments are not loading. All right, I don't know. It's always again Uranus retrograde. See, we thought Mercury retrograde was worse with technological difficulties, but with Uranus in Gemini, I have to keep doing mic testing every single recording and show. Really, I really hope Uranus changes that, like literally. All right, with that, I hope you have enjoyed today's discourse, and I will see you all again next week. For those of you watching this on YouTube, like I said, you guys can join the group Free Twin Flame Readings Help and Guidance on Facebook. And when you join, if you say that you're coming through me, I'll be able to accept your request so that you can join me for next week's live. With that, guys, I highly recommend the 21/9 portal healing and activations for, and this one is very special with the new moon in Eclipse. So guys, I only have 2 spots left, so if you guys are interested, book your spot. We still have time, and I'll keep it open. So with that, if you guys want to work one-on-one with me, you can book via my website. All my sessions are conducted by me live via video call. With that, I'll highly recommend soul realignment this season as well. With everything that's happening energetically, it will be a great time to start soul realignment too. Usually takes 4 to 6 weeks if you're doing all 3 parts. I've also introduced a few newer healings: the Emerald Heart and Sapphire Mind synchronization, the Heart Flame Resurrection, Sacred Mirror Alchemy, and also the third energy field expansion healings. Do check them out as well. The Phoenix Gate Soul Purge and the Heart Recalibration and Soul Memory Awakening healing and activations are such a hit. And for those of you who want a space clearing for your DMs, the Divine Masculine Fragment Healing and Etheric Space Clearing is highly recommended. All right, with that, I look forward to seeing all soon. And for those of you who have already booked in for the 21/9 new moon eclipse portal healing and activations, I look forward to doing the healings one-on-one with you. With that, see you all again. Love you all and blessings to you always, and thank you all for being such beautiful audience. All right, with that, I will see you all again. Take care and bye bye.